Welcome to Cosmic Comics Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Cosmic Comic Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Jason Hunt here, inviting you to join us every Saturday morning for news. The week's headlines in science fiction, fantasy, horror, comic books, video games, plus Comic-Con updates and the weather, and the occasional interview along the way. We call it Good Morning Multiverse. We hope you join us every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, right here on Sci-Fi For Me TV.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Aaron Jordan.
Hey, good to be here.
How you doing today, man?
Shoot. I've been doing pretty eventful day so far, but I'm pulling through. I'm doing all right.
Hopefully it's eventful in a good way. Yeah, it's cold here. And I've got the window open, the glass up. It's like 52 degrees outside now, and that's warmed up from where it was. But I love this fall weather. I melted for enough months, you know.
Oh, where are you from? Like for me. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Northwest Arkansas here.
Oh really? Dude, in New Jersey, it feels like summer. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man. Yeah, but you got an ocean you can go to. I got a little lake. I can walk down to that, and
I feel that.
That's kind of cool. But and things just like it's so wooded here. I have to watch out not to hit deer in my driveway.
Wait, in your driveway, really?
In my driveway. Well, they come up here all the time. They're in the front yard. Raccoons, possums, armadillos. I've got everything that lives here comes through my yard, and it's a nature reserve, so nobody can hunt anything here, and it's all mountains and forest. So you know they just walk up to your car.
Yeah, they just take advantage, huh?
Yeah, I know. And there's so many of them. I'm waiting. I'm looking like I can see one now. Actually, I can. They've got to cull them sometime because they're just getting overcrowded now. It's going to be causing some accidents. But
exactly.
Oh, we got active chat. Mike Walters out here has already liked and shared the stream. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Want more people to see Aaron's work here. Shadowpunk is in the chat. Hello, Shadowpunk. Glad to see you here. It's been a hot minute since you've been on with WULFSBANE #1. I'm going to need some refresher courses on this because I was like, the one I was thinking of was a police drama.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm reading this and it's like, wait a second, this is about a teenager. Maybe this isn't the same book I was thinking it was, but where did I go crazy on this?
Oh no, it's definitely the same book. So
okay.
The overall story, so when I was doing the first campaign, I should have worded it differently because I was told to do the synopsis of your book, and I thought I meant the first issue. So after doing the whole little thing, the whole series is about this teenage werewolf who's trying to live a normal life, but he can't do it because every time he tries, there's some supernatural event going on, or there's some dilemma that's happening, and he has to try and fix it. And the police drama plays into it, but it's like it's a duality. You have the horror, and then you have the police the crime drama.
You got so that's like two genres happening at the same time.
Exactly.
I like that kind of stuff though. There was a series in the 90s, might have even bled out of the 80s, called Forever Night, and it was a police drama vampire story. Vampire worked the night shift on the police force, and didn't tell anybody he was a vampire except his partner. And it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Partner didn't die.
No, his partner was female because they had to have the sexual tension kind of thing. It was formulaic, but it was a lot of fun. I should go see if I can find that on DVD. I like to grow my collection that way. I forgot what I was going to say now, but well, this is not a vampire story. It's a werewolf story. Oh, I know what it was. Every time you see werewolves, it's always like they come out when the moon is full, and you see them prowling the woods at night. And I'm like, and I just realized this the other day for whatever reason. I'm thinking of werewolves again because everybody loves werewolves in comics production. It was middle of the day, but it was one of those cycles where the moon was still out in the blue sky. And I'm like, does it have to be dark for a werewolf to manifest, or can it just be full moon?
That's a good idea. That's a good question, actually. Because you think it have to depend on like the lunar cycle or something like that.
Yeah, because it's not like the moon is full just from horizon to horizon. It's full for a day and a half to 2 days, whether you see it or not.
Exactly.
Ooh. And sometimes it's out during the daytime. So this guy could have to take a 3-day weekend or something until you get a little bit more of a waning gibbous kind of moon there, and it fades away.
True.
But could be something you could add to the werewolf lore that's never been there before.
Probably.
I think that'd be more acceptable than, vampires don't go out in the daytime because they sparkle.
Oh, exactly. Like, whoever thought of that one? I mean,
Somebody who wanted vampires to not have to hide, but wanted to come up with a reason why they didn't come out.
It's funny because my friend Buddy Lord, he was telling me that the reason why that happened was because the editor thought that vampires would be cooler, and it was supposed to be a book about fairies.
Well, hey, fairies are badass. If you research, there's all the old stories about the fae folk and the fair folk. They never ended well. Something always happens to somebody.
Yeah.
Rip Van Winkle takes a nap and he wakes up 100 years later. Come on, they would mess you up.
Dude, tell me about it. I was reading.
Shadowpunk says to watch out for the skunks. They're most. Yeah, let's get a were skunk out there. That would.
Oh shoot!
But yeah, we got plenty of those. I can smell them on the roads. Are there werewolves in Russia with the white knights? It's kind of like the 30 Days of Night thing. How had vampires all month long because it was dark for 30 days in Alaska.
That makes sense. Hold on, you can have 30 Days of Night in Alaska?
Oh yeah, up in the northern part because of the curvature of the Earth. They have like a day that's 30 days long because the sun just kind of circles the horizon. It never really sets, and then you have that other part where it's set the whole time, and it's just like, okay, 30 days, it's black outside. It's weird. Cool. That's what comes from living on a rotating globe.
True.
And it makes sense, that the vampires would head there. So look, we got a whole month.
They don't even got to worry about the cold.
Yeah. Exactly. They're not free. The cold doesn't bother them any. Now your victims are all bundled up, so it's like well, you got to get through layers and layers and layers to get to the neck. So it's not easy hunting, but it's probably worth it. So I got your campaign pulled up here for issue 2. By the way, before we dig into that, how was the reception on issue 1? You made goal, but did you ever get any feedback?
Yeah, I did get some feedback. Multiple people said that the read was pretty good. I did get a good, honest review from Kimosabi. He was right about having more werewolf stuff in it. So I'm gonna be trying to work on that to make sure that everything's good with that. But I don't know. It's kind of weird that you're trying to pace a story and you gotta figure out what beats go where.
Yeah.
So, and then you also gotta worry about a budget, and you gotta be like, okay, I only have enough for this many pages. What can I put in there and that makes sense?
Yeah, and Kemosabe will give you a constructive but fair review.
Exactly.
So if you get a review from him, you can go with that. I have the page that's up right now, folks, and I'm gonna have to. I've got to take the.
That's pretty cool.
I got to take the overlay down here so we can see it better. That did kind of work. Let's leave that up for a little bit. We'll take it down in a second. It's kind of cool. We're on our screens here. This is the page you will go to right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you click the link right below the video, go ahead and do that now. You put your wallets away. You don't have to do that because all you got to do is be logged into Kickstarter and you hit this little button right here. So now I am saved. I'm notified on launch as soon as this goes. You got 83 followers already. How long are you waiting, Aaron?
Oh, so how long am I waiting?
When are you gonna really launch it?
Oh yeah, I'm launching on January 10th. So that's only 2 months away?
Yeah. 2 months and 5 days. So you'll get a lot of signups before then, I'm sure. But now I will take it down and we will switch over to what they'll see in 2 months and 5 days. It will look more like this. This is the preview page. We're behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try to go here. You can't. So this is where we're going to see some of the. Now this is hot, right here. This is the cover for number 2, the main cover.
Yeah, that is the main cover. I did some editing to make the top left logo a little smaller. I don't know. I might do some more edits because I've been trying to do this one effect with the actual logo to make it have like a moonlight effect.
Oh yeah, that could be difficult. I like how creative you got here with the logo, because since we're not on newsstands and we don't have to say, hey, that top third has to have the logo in it so it sticks up above all the other books. You can do this. You can put it at the bottom like that.
Exactly.
Because you sell direct. It makes it a unique. It almost makes it look more like an album cover, kind of.
Oh, really?
From back in the day when there were albums.
I didn't even know that they did that.
Sometimes they could get more artistic because they weren't on the same kind of shelf as comics where the top third stuck out. They were just all stacked in together equal. You just kind of thumb through them. It was kind of fun. So what are we looking at here on the cover? I mean, what element of the story do we see here?
So in this part, after the events of last book, you have the 2 detectives pretty much going on a manhunt for the werewolf. And lo and behold, when they least expect it, he shows up, and in the top part of the page, you can see that he transformed already. So you don't really know who the werewolf is, but it's pretty much symbolizing that it's the person who was the werewolf is going to be revealed in this book. God, I cannot talk.
That's all right, man. So is there one werewolf?
Yes, right now there's one werewolf.
Okay, and judging from the write-up that we saw at the beginning of the preview page, the sign-up page, he's a teenager. He's a kid.
Yes.
Is
Moody teenager.
Is he a murderer?
That's for
the mystery, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the mystery.
But he's being chased for murder because there have been murders that were being done by a werewolf.
Exactly.
Or look that way, and the detectives are looking for the werewolf.
Exactly. So making no mistake, he did murder, but does that make him does he enjoy it?
Yeah.
That's
so the wolf has its own ideas about what it's going to do. It's not like he's in control. That's the whole point of werewolfism is, a lot of people have done the whole thing where like, hey, I'm going to turn in True Blood did this. So I'm going to turn into a wolf now, but I'm like still me. I'm just, I look like a wolf and I'm doing wolf things. And I sometimes I feel a little wolfy when I'm a human being, but I'm me the whole time.
Nah, I don't really like that. I think it's more interesting if you have a werewolf book where he transforms and you're constantly struggling to control your your inner beast and your cravings. So sometimes you may be in the control, sometimes you might snap. It's a really delicate balance.
And I would think that sometimes with that kind of a struggle going on inside you, sometimes you could snap while you're in human form. Just get super angry and violent. Maybe you're not as strong as the wolf. You can't do the things that a wolf could do. But you maybe look kind of silly. They did this. The Hulk is a prime example. He was the guy who would turn into another creature when he was full of rage and destroy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, in first ever issues, that was controlled by the full moon, not by him getting angry.
Oh, definitely.
But late in Peter David's run, when they had the Hulk be Hulk all the time and he was smart and everything, they revealed that there was a psychological safety trigger for good Hulk, calm Hulk, happy Hulk. So the military, in order to capture him this time, they shot Betty in front of him.
Oh.
Which made him mad. So here's the Hulk charging at the military, getting angrier and angrier. And here's where the psychological switch went into effect. As he approached the military, he was getting smaller and smaller, and he was turning into Bruce Banner again. So it was this opposite switch. When he was super angry, he was this ineffectual, skinny little guy who couldn't hurt anybody, but just rant and rave and kick out and lash out. So I say that because I imagine that a man who was a werewolf, if he started feeling wolf passions while still a man, would be pretty ineffective. He would just look crazy.
Exactly. Dude, that is something to think about. Imagine like you just see this big dude coming up at you, and then out of nowhere you're dealing with this little scrawny guy.
Yeah. It's like, what would you do if you're walking down the street and here's this skinny little guy in a torn up t-shirt?
I think they have to deal with that a lot in Detroit.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of them actually running around like that. You just call the cops or you walk away and ignore it. You just say, that guy's on something.
Definitely.
Leave him alone, or call the guys with the white coats to come and get him. Now, one of the things you did with this is you changed the spelling of wolf. Which you needed to, because you want to stand out and you don't want to run it up against like I'm sure there's already a book out there called WULFSBANE, not a comic book, but
I mean the highest competition that I'd say that we would have, besides like all the other cool indie werewolf books, is the actual character, Marvel character WULFSBANE. So I was like,
yeah, there you go.
Everyone's gonna think of her.
Everyone think of her. Plus, there's probably a trademark on her, so you've avoided that. This kind of looks a little bit more German, with the U there for wolf. Was that is there any reason for that? I mean, why did you spell it that way? What drove you to that? So
the reason why I spelled it like that is because I'm a huge fan of like poetic epics and stuff like that, and I thought that the story of Beowulf was pretty interesting. So WULFSBANE is partially named after him, and it's funny because his name means something wolf.
I did not know that. I found Beowulf to be a very dense read in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to follow, but I did end up getting John Gardner's Grendel later on, which was like the story of the monster from the other perspective, which was just as dense. It was very a slow read because you got to think about what's happening there.
Yeah. I've heard of Grendel actually. I just haven't I don't know. I've seen like a little bit of a few cliff notes. It's really that good.
It's a classic. Yeah, it's worth reading. So Beowulf is apparently how it's pronounced. And in Old English, it meant bear.
Oh shoot! Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
They
That's pretty cool.
Well, actually, no. That's an actual bee. There is a thing called a bee wolf. That's weird.
Okay. So apparently, they said editors of Bosworth's monumental dictionary of Anglo-Saxon proposed that Beowulf is a variant of Beowulf. I don't know how to spell that. And apparently it means werewolf. Oh,
okay. I see that. Yeah, that's there's a couple alternatives. There's the Bedu, which is battle. So there's battle wolf and Beowulf. And Beowulves were bears because they're big and they're kind of wolf-like, and they go into beehives for honey. Usually on the string of a little red balloon. Getting a little bit into the Winnie the Pooh Demon Hunter book there that Nicholas is putting out.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We're being told we should watch the anime, the Beowulf anime. Okay.
Oh, there's an anime.
Well, I'm not surprised, but there's so many animes out there, and they have such weird titles. I mean, it's like a full sentence for a manga title sometimes. I'm like, that's. I have trouble getting into a lot of manga. I've gotten into a little bit. I've watched Death Note, the animated, not the live action, I knew better already. I did watch the live action too, and it was the warnings not to watch it were well founded.
Oh yeah, definitely. You mean the one with Nat Wolf? Like the American version, right?
Yeah, I don't know who the actors were.
Yeah.
It just I knew it wasn't the same story as what was now. What's his name? The guy who played Green Goblin in the Spider-Man films.
Oh yeah.
He played the little evil demon character. He did a great job on that.
He did. He was the best person
smart
in there.
Yeah, but yeah, even the anime itself, that thing was done 2/3 into it. That should have just stopped. Okay, we're here. Stop at this point. But no, they're like, just like American producers are like, everybody's still watching this show. Let's make more episodes. We don't have any more story. Doesn't matter. It's a computer anime, and
really?
it's many years old now. Okay, Google time is. I'll have to find that one out.
Yes.
So, how do you make WULFSBANE stand out in a crowd of, midnight shift, our great graveyard shift, war party, weaponized werewolf. There's so many wolf titles out there now. It's the it thing, and when something's an it thing, it becomes so popular that it kind of drowns out everything else that's the same thing.
True, you're right about that. So with WULFSBANE, I think the main thing for me is like you have the werewolf that's like a kid. So like besides the whole thing of him being a werewolf in his normal life, he's not so sure of everything, and sometimes he may think that he knows something, but he really just doesn't have a clue. And the whole thing is a learning process of as you're reading him and going through his adventures, you get to see him grow up slowly throughout the series.
Okay, so but it's very dramatic. It's not it's it's the teen angst kind of thing when he's a human, then he's got to throw the whole werewolf thing on top of it. Exactly. Is this something he inherited, or did something happen to him?
Yeah. So the way that it goes in the story, yeah, he just he was just dealing with his normal stuff one day, and all of a sudden an event happens and it triggers like that, and all of a sudden he's this 7-foot tall werewolf, and that's when the murder spree happens. So while he's trying to piece all this stuff out, you're also going to be learning that with him and learning where he truly comes from.
Okay, because when I hear teenager and werewolf, my mind goes to Teen Wolf, and I know there was a series based on that recently. I never watched an episode of it because it looked like a CW version of the whole thing. I'm going back to the Michael J. Fox, Jason Bateman movies from the 80s, which of course were done for comic effect. It's like, hey, my buddy's a werewolf. He plays basketball. It's just. Do the detectives know that they're looking for a werewolf, or do they think they're looking for just a killer?
So in this one, they know that those two know they're looking for a werewolf, but everyone else thinks they're crazy.
Yeah. So because werewolves don't exist, right?
Exactly. And when that happened, when the thing happened in the last issue, when the encounter happened, they were the only two that were in the room. So, yeah, something killed those people, but you guys were the only one that saw it.
I hate when that happens because you can't get anybody to believe you.
Exactly. But yeah, going back to sorry, I was gonna say going back to the whole Teen Wolf thing. The main character, he's actually based off another movie that came out years before that, which is called I Once Was a Teenage Werewolf.
Oh, I know that one. Was that Michael Landon?
Yes, that was my
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It really was. It's like, ooh, shoot. There's so many things that I thought that was, good. Like with the human character being out of control. So he's also doing stuff in his life, and shit just happens and it messes up his day.
Yeah, it was it was 1957.
Dang.
And had a sexy little poster for it.
Oh yeah, I do like that poster.
Yeah, that's one worth hanging up in the office here. But it was yeah, right there, Michael Landon. That would be Yvonne Lime.
Nice.
Who else was in this?
With
Bissell, Tony Marshall. I don't recognize the other names. And of course, Michael Landon was just 1957. He wasn't even Little Joe on Bonanza yet.
Oh yeah.
But he was almost there. So good thing to pull influence from. That's another classic movie.
Thank you.
This is a teenager as the main character, so I would assume he still lives with his parents.
Oh yeah, he still lives with his dad.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does he confide to his parents? I mean, is like, hey, dad come along and say, you're turning 16 now. There's things that are going to happen. You're going to start growing hair in weird places, and you're going to start doing weird things in the middle of the night. And he's like, shut up, Dad, I don't want to talk about it.
No, actually, you'd be surprised because him and his dad don't really get along that well. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but his dad just so happened to be one of the detectives that saw him kill that guy.
Oh, no, you did not mention that. So his dad's not a werewolf.
No.
This is not something that's gone through family lines here. So now, and this was just something that was witnessed at the end of the first issue. So now you got to deal with the fact that they're hunting for a werewolf, and I'm hunting my son. That's a conflict because it first of all, a real in the real world, which wouldn't involve a werewolf, that detective would be pulled off the case because you'd have to recuse yourself from it. But he can't tell anybody because it was a werewolf. and I'm assuming a lot of story here. But some of the stuff just makes sense when you think about it. I'm assuming here he thinks that his son's not in control and they're going to try and fix the werewolf part of this thing, which is why he's still hunting him even though it's his own son.
Oh, well, he doesn't really know that he's a werewolf yet. We're not at that part of the story.
Okay, so he saw his son, he saw the body, he saw the murder, so he just thinks his son killed somebody.
No. He doesn't know that his son was involved in the case like that.
Okay.
So pretty much he only saw him at the scene in werewolf form. That's what I mean.
Okay, so he doesn't know that was his son.
Exactly.
Oh man. That's going to create So yeah, that's going to create some real tension on the part of the son whenever he's talking to his dad, and his dad's like, I got to go back out again tonight and hunt down this killer. Okay, Dad, good luck. I'm going to stay home.
I'll be
doing homework,
watching.
Yeah, I was here watching TV the whole time, I swear.
Oh shoot.
Oh, so we got a werewolf attack here. Is this his dad?
Yes.
So there's going to be a confrontation here. I'm really digging the art on this. You said the art is all done?
Oh no. The art is mostly done.
Mostly done?
Yeah, right now, by the time January hits, we should be done. I'd say. Okay, what page am I at now for the inks? The inks, I'm done like 25 to something pages. So we should be around 30 to around 30 pages by the time we launch. And okay, I'm quickly catching up with the colors and everything. So by the time we launch, the book will be mostly done, and I'm gonna be paying for everything else out of pocket.
Oh, let's raise you some money so that out of pocket pocket gets filled back up again.
Definitely.
Because that sucks to have to pay it all up front.
Exactly.
Now, I never thought about this before, but this is a book that's aimed for more of a mature audience.
Yes. So
and not because of just blood. We got boobies going on now.
Yeah, I wanted to emulate the camp, like a little bit of the campiness in some scenes, similar to like old slasher movies and like horror movies, and of that nature.
Yeah, it's just like there's a killer in the woods. Let's have sex.
Exactly. Yeah, the normal.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's going on here. Is the teen victims are doing what teen victims do, which is get naked outside and get attacked.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing to put in a horror movie because imagine you're in the shower and somebody comes at you with a knife. The whole Psycho thing. You're no more protected than if you're fully dressed, but you feel a whole lot more vulnerable.
Yes. Like shoot.
Because you literally have nothing between you and the killer.
True.
It's a psychological thing. So we didn't look at the tiers that you're going to plan for this thing, but let's scroll up. Are they listed down here yet as big items?
No.
Okay.
This month I was gonna go over and do all the images for that. So I'm just waiting for my mock-ups to get done.
Gotcha. Yeah. So this thing's still being developed, but it's enough here that we can see what's going to be coming down the pike. You're going to have the digital catch-up tiers. You can get 1 and 2 for $8. $8, people. Get both digital PDFs, and that's a excellent deal. For $10, you're going to get the main cover. Already, the words "main cover" tell me there's an alternate cover coming.
Yes, and when we're done with this, I'll show them off in a bit.
All right. Now that we've seen that poster, somebody's got to do a riff on that teenage werewolf poster.
As an
alternate cover.
Dude, I might do that for the third one. That sounds pretty fun.
I mean, now that we know it was it was inspired by it, let's take it all the way. You had the well, look at this. There is a movie poster cover. What is there a specific movie that you're riffing on here, or is it just made to look like a movie poster and in the way it's designed?
It's made to look like a movie poster. So the idea that the artist Thomas Muzzle had for it was he wanted to emulate is the wrong word. He was inspired by the those posters that the guy that did Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and all that did.
Sure.
So what he did was pretty fun. I like it. I'll show it off in a bit.
All right. And then there's going to be a Brian Escura cover.
Oh yeah.
And a Juan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I want to say Kagampin, but I might be just mutilating that by going phonetically.
I've been having the same thought, man. I've been calling him Kagampan.
Okay, I'd have to hear him say it.
Yes. He was like, "You're butchering my name. Stop."
Just say it out loud once, dude. There's simple names that I've never really known were wrong in my head. I had Carl Kiesel on the show a couple months back.
Oh yeah.
And I said, "I'm glad you said your name because for 30 years on now, I've been thinking that you write comics while you're smuggling spice out of the star system during the Kessel run." Word of advice, folks. Carl's last name is pronounced with a long E. You got the Cult Classic edition. So you got some. You're going to have a handful of covers here on this. So let me scroll down past the alternate covers, and here you can just say, "Hey, going to get all of them in for this tier." There's a retailer bundle box where you're going to get 5 copies of 1, 5 copies of 2, your choice of the covers. And it was just recently revealed to me that you can only have 10 items in a tier with Kickstarter. Yeah, yeah. So that was. I was like, I was always wondering why are you just doing 5 copies and 5 copies? And so yeah, we can't put more than 10 items in a tier level. Um,
Okay.
for whatever reason. Maybe it was an Indiegogo one, but truth, it probably goes across both of them.
Okay, I'm glad to do some more research on that then.
Yeah, try to put 11 items in something and see if they kick it back. All right, so if you want to share your screen and let's take a look at these covers, we'll take a look at it. Did I forget to hit a button? What button did I forget to hit, Pops? It's not Thursday. I didn't want
to. Give me 1 second.
I didn't want to share it without permission if it wasn't a Thursday. And I'll take this down.
All right. Where is the tab? Hold up, give me a second. I don't know what's going on.
You're doing the present from StreamYard?
Yeah, I'm trying, but the tab, the thing didn't want to go up. Share screen, window. That is weird. That is weird. Hold up. I can just do it from Clip Studio. It's fine.
Okay.
So right here, this is the movie poster cover. Let me get the grid bar off.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. That one's pretty fun. So that's what I pretty much meant when I was saying he wanted to do it like the guy that did all the Star Wars and Indiana Jones posters. Like you had your main character up in the top, and then you have everything else like sort of centered around him.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
All right. So
there you go, Pops. I added a nice mango background there.
Yeah. So this is the Kagapan shoot. I need to know his name, but this is the Kagapan cover, and let's just say, dude knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it really shows how big the werewolf is.
Oh yes, definitely.
Because he's like, he's not just head and shoulders above her. He's head and shoulders and a good portion of most of his ribs.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. If I would, let me see if I can zoom in. So right here, you can already see like the fine level of detail.
Yeah.
You got his little swept back hair, whatnot. And it's funny because if you look at his face, it kind of looks like a demon's mask.
I can see it. It's a little bit of Wolverine, a little bit of the Beast.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we tried to make the hair look something. I don't know. We tried to make the hair look cool, but we didn't want to take too much from everything. But you know that's kind of hard when you got a big furry guy walking around.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like he's not going to take a comb out and straighten things up. He's a werewolf, for crying out loud.
Exactly. All right, and this poster, this cover itself, this is going to be a campaign exclusive. So if you want it, you're gonna have to back the campaign. I'm not going to sell it outside of I'm not going to be selling it anywhere else.
Won't be on conventions at the table.
Yeah, this is a one and done. The only time you'll find this for sale is if I decide to sell my copy. And that's a pretty fat chance. Yeah,
you're not going to let go of that. So, now this is interesting. Is this going to be colorized or is it going to be left black and white?
Oh yeah, actually, the guy that's working on you remember have you seen the Pendragon pictures I showed you?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so David, the guy that's doing the colors for that, is also doing the colors for this one. And he's starting that right now, so we should be having a full view of what it looks like when he's done. I'll post a little snippet of it.
This is, of course, a scene where the werewolf is caught by the detectives. He's in the spotlight of their flashlights.
Yeah, exactly.
Pops, I'm going to put up pink daisies in a minute, man.
Oh, pink daisies.
as a background. Pops is always like, your background's boring. I'm like, I like a sharp contrast between the background and what's going on in the front, so that nobody's looking at the background. They're looking at the images that are being displayed. And I like black. Everything goes with black.
Exactly.
Anything black goes with it.
Shoot. That might be. I got coffee.
I like the perspective on this whole thing. I love I like a good POV cover, and that's what we got here.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that wherever they are, they're above him to some degree or he's crouched. Because we just saw how big he is, and I would expect that gun to be like up a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely crouched. He's like like one of those stretched legs poses where like you're like kind of squatting. It's like
yeah, because he's probably just leaning over something that he was eating.
Definitely.
So when you're doing a campaign, and you're gonna have multiple covers, at what point do you tell yourself, no more?
No more?
No more covers. And we've got enough covers. We want to sell some books.
Shoot. I'd say 3 is a good number. Unless I'd say you could do more if you're doing something else with the book. Let's say you have 54 pages. You can you can either do a floppy, you can do a soft cover or a hard cover. And if you want to be all extra fancy with it, those 3 those 3 books can have like a different cover to itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen campaigns where they had like 16 to 24 different covers.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the time, and there'll be Kickstarters, because Kickstarters where the bad girl comics go.
Yeah.
And then you got you'll have 16 nice covers, and then, oh, look, because it's digital, we can take the clothes off of them, and now we have 16 naughty covers, and we charge $50 more for each of those, and we sell a lot more of them too for some reason.
Exactly. And you're getting the same content in that book. You just get you don't have to make sure the inside pages are sticky.
Exactly. You just keep it. No point in opening it. Just looking at the front. It's a lot of money to pay for those things, though.
Yeah.
Not that I haven't. Not that I haven't done it. I'm totally. I have too much stuff stacked up here. I just got some Bad Bug mature titles. Bad Bug makes a lot of good. They make a lot of good comics, but a lot of their comics are also in the mature line, to where they do the naughty covers, and somehow I ended up with one of the naughty covers.
I feel you. I just backed one of these books recently called She Brings the Devil. And
yeah.
Oh, you've heard of that one?
Yeah, it's another Bad Bug one.
Oh, really? Dude, I'm gonna be excited then, because this is gonna be my first one.
They've done a lot of great books, and I was introduced to them through Hocus Hocus, which was a Faustian magician story. Sells his soul to a demon to get real magic powers. Far more complicated and deep than that. Funny, scary, horror, and that got me introduced to Mike Teener and the crew at Bad Bug. So I like to have them on as often as I can, and they've done 3 books since the last time they were on. So Mike, come on, man, bring the books. I want to see more of this good stuff that you guys make. Same with Silverline. In fact, I've got Silverline on starting Monday. Silverline crew is going to be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's a Silverline week. I don't know why we didn't. Well, they only do 3 books per campaign. That's why we've only got.
That makes sense.
Otherwise, I'd have had them on the whole week.
Oh, okay. So they're pretty much doing like 3 separate books on different days.
Yeah, but it's all the same campaign. So their campaigns are always for 3 books. It's a way of condensing stuff. Run 1 campaign, sell 3 books.
That is pretty clever. I'm not gonna lie.
So I just noticed that the header on this is part 2 of 6. So you are committed to a 6-issue run on this?
Yeah. So 6-issue run for the first arc, and after that arc is done, if Wolfsbane has been, like a good success or whatnot, I can continue to the next part of my plan. It's pretty much just saying I'm committed to doing the story, but at some point, I gotta worry about my financial obligations. But
yes,
if you guys want more books, I can make more books.
if you want more books, buy more books, folks. That's the way to get it done here. Is when you think something's cool, throw money at it, and they'll make more of it. You don't throw money. I used to feel weird about people who are like, yeah, I heard that comic book's real good. I'm waiting for the trade.
Oh yeah.
And like, they're not going to make a trade if they don't sell the floppies.
Exactly.
So, if you want the trade, buy the floppies, then get the trade, then sell the floppies on eBay if you feel so inclined. But
exactly.
Show support for these books.
Exactly. No matter what happens, you're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully it's something.
And that's the thing. Spend money on the stuff you like, and then tell people I spent money on something I liked. If we did that more than we said I'm not spending money on this thing I don't like, we'd have a lot more good comics out there.
Exactly.
Tell people about the stuff that you do buy that you do like, and I know that we do, but we just need to magnify the focus on the one and decrease it on the other just a little bit more, people.
I feel that.
All right, so Aaron, is there anything else we should know about this campaign before we let you go for the day? I mean, obviously when it launches, come back. We'll have a whole lot more to look at, a whole lot more to talk about, and we can start prying dollars out of wallets.
Okay, so I will say that I already do have the tiers lined up. The stretch goals lined up. So for the stretch goals, I'm doing like small stuff. But if we get up to like I say like I have it planned at like 4,000 to 6,000. It's one of those. We're actually gonna be doing a Wolfsbane blues album, and so far I've had most of it made, and the music is pretty solid. And once the trailer's done for it, you'll be able to hear one of those songs, a bit of one of those songs. And
that's a cool thing to do. That's I mean, I've known a couple of people who've done that, but not very many. It's very rare to see it done. I want to say Confederate Monster did that.
Confederate Monster?
Yeah, Confederate Monster. It takes place right after the story of Frankenstein, the Mary Shelley story.
Yeah.
And Igor flees Europe and comes to America. Well, guess what? It's 1852 in America.
Dang.
We got something going on. This Confederate Army general learns that, you're that guy. You know how to do this. I'm losing a lot of soldiers. Make this happen. So, he wants basically the dead Confederate soldiers to be reanimated so they can be back in the army. In the meantime, the real monster has found his way there. The monster that Frankenstein created. And the doctor himself, because Igor doesn't really know all the secrets, he's going to have to go back and find his old mentor who's locked away in his house. It's a huge, long story, very fun read.
I'm going to have to read that.
Yeah, you got to look that one up.
Yeah, but other than that, the only thing I have left to say is that we actually do have a fifth book. I'm counting the covers as a book, but we actually have a fifth one where you do get a different cover, but you also get a black and white. I say 20s. It was like the 50s style inspired cover. So like it's a Universal. You're reading a Universal film, pretty much.
Oh yeah, like the Universal monster movies.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you something now, and it's so easy to tell you this because it's not my money being spent.
Yeah.
It's yours, and I know you've dumped a lot of money into it already. But okay, imagine this done up for Wolfsbane. photo cosplay cover. You have Kara Nicole over here recoiling from some guy in a werewolf costume.
Dang, I wish we talked about this earlier.
I can put you in touch with her, man.
All right, I'll talk to you on book 3. Because book 3, we do have something going on in the opening scene. In every opening scene of WULFSBANE, I try to have like an exciting incident. We could probably set that up.
I'm sure she probably already has a werewolf costume somewhere. Her husband Alfred can put it on, take the picture, just a good shot like that, and
Nice.
There you go. And I'll buy it too because I buy I'm almost a stalker, I guess. She has campaigns. I put money into them. It's called a backer, but it's like here's look, there's my mouse pad right there. So she could be attacked by a werewolf and be on.
Oh. Well, I guess this is my show now. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Nah. So,
what button in hell did I hit?
Dang.
I didn't know you apparently picked up my mouse when it was on top of something, and I didn't know I could do that. But I just give you the network, man. Just run the show yourself for a while. It's this wireless mouse. I picked it up. I put the mouse pad back down, and I guess the button was sitting here on the leave studio thing, and it clicked, and I was gone.
Oh, I know.
All right. Well, Aaron, do appreciate you coming out here on Saturday afternoon and talking WULFSBANE with us. Do want to have you back. When the campaign's a live thing. Is that a WULFSBANE hat?
Oh yeah. You sold these on the last campaign. I want to bring them back for this one for like a stretch goal, but I want to do something different. So stay tuned for that.
I was gonna say if you want to do something different and a little bit cheaper than a whole hat, get the embroidered patches.
Ooh, that's
just get the logo on a patch, and then because if you saw my Twitter today, I just had new patches applied to my jacket today, so I still got space, man. I can put WULFSBANE on there.
Nice.
Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate you. We don't have a show without you, and go ahead and click on that button. Hit the link below. Takes you to the preview page. Just click the notify me on launch. You don't have to spend anything. And then when we go live with this in January, you'll get a nice little email and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that thing now. Let's go take a look at it. And until then, as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good afternoon.